Fighting out of the G4 Studios, Scotland. All fair to Craig. Chris, the bad guy, Bungard. Ross Cooper. Presenting from the street or in the shade, it's time for Leathered Podcast.
Leathered Podcast, and we are down in Wigan. And we are joined by our very first guest. We've never had a guest on the Leathered Podcast, and it's the great and powerful Tom.
I'm the first. Thank you very much. I'm honoured. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. I know it's a long way for you.
We decided to start up an MMA podcast. We don't talk a lot about MMA, but we wanted our very first guest to be MMA.
Well, I'm fucking sick of talking about it, so let's talk about something else, please.
Good, man. I like it. So what's been happening? Who's camp? Let's get the.
Let's talk about it. When I just said it,
4 weeks.
We'll have to do the formalities.
4 weeks.
Do the formalities.
You're in great condition.
Thank you.
Knees are all sorted. We're ready to go.
I've got two now.
Yep.
Excellent. Yeah.
So we're going to see more lateral movement.
The more lateral. Yeah.
What else? What's new in the? What you got? And this.
I've got all kinds. I've got kicks. Punches. No, mate, it's been really good.
I was speaking to the old man, speaking to the dad, and he was telling me you've got a wicked hook.
I do. Yeah, I've got a sweet left hook now. Yeah, I'm working on all kinds of different stuff. But the main thing is, I've got loads of heavyweight bodies, which I've never had before. I have had them, but not consistently. And now there's some mat. We're putting like between 5 and 15 heavyweight bodies every day, which is pretty unheard of in the heavyweight scene. So I'm feeling great, mate. I'm feeling great. I've got 4 weeks left. I think I'm way ahead of schedule, so I think I'm just going to do 1 or 2 more spars and keep it going.
Can we speak about the gym?
Yeah, of course.
Some units in that gym, man.
Yeah, some big boys in.
Obviously you had Phil there, Mickey, but a few of the other guys. Ben, is it the one called Ben?
Big Ben, 160 kilo.
Who's the guy who looks like Aquaman? I don't think he was in the day, man.
Yeah, he wasn't. Big Mindy, yeah, he's 6'9". Yeah, I sparred with him. I've been training with him for a long time. Big Lithuanian man. Big Mindy, yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Is this your new gym? Is this your gym?
So it's been a bit of a conundrum, to be honest. Yeah. Obviously, I was at Team Carbon for a long time.
Yep.
Which is a great gym.
In Liverpool.
Yeah, great gym. The problem is it's a great gym full of small guys these days. And I was You
were travelling as well.
I was travelling a lot. And I started doing a bit of boxing sparring with the heavyweights and stuff at Peter Fury's gym, Tyson Fury's uncle, sparring Tyson and Huey and a load of other big guys. And you know what? I was getting punched and it was fucking hurting me. I was like, I need to do more with heavyweights. There wasn't many big guys at all going to Carbon. Till was there, and then he stopped going and stuff. And then Till was a middleweight or a welterweight, and then I was just stuck for guys. So my dad just said, "Oh, we'll just start a little thing up. We'll just start, running a session with a few guys in." And mate, before I knew it, we had like 15 guys on the mat, and it's just kind of gone from there, mate. We just got massive guys in every day, and it's fantastic. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. How was sparring with Tyson Fury then?
Oh, it's like fucking shadowboxing. Can't hit him.
Well, you're a big guy who's obviously nimble as well, so...
Yeah. He's just a freak, mate, to be honest. He's massive. He's absolutely massive. Like, he looks big on TV, but when you actually spar him, he's just enormous. Yeah. And usually the bigger guys, I do better with them generally because they're slow, and I'm not slow. Anyway. Well, he's just so fast. Yeah. He's just really fast, and he judges the distance so well. He's just great.
When you were younger, you were wanting to be a pro boxer. Is that true? Or did
maybe a little bit.
Is it because you couldn't get fights?
It's because I couldn't get fights in MMA, really, yeah. It was just kind of something that I was doing because I couldn't get fights in MMA.
What about now? You see a lot of people crossing over stuff now, and still just MMA.
Yeah, stick with the MMA, I reckon. I don't know. I love boxing and that, but I think boxing's absolutely shite the way it's set up. The sport of boxing is amazing, and I think I'm like so pissed off with boxing because of the model of boxing these days. I don't know if you've been to any boxing shows, but they're fucking terrible.
It's not entertaining.
It's awful. It's like one good guy against a shitter. It's like
you can always kind of pick out who's got to win a boxing match, can't you?
That's what I mean, mate. It's not a sport for me though. You look through the card and you're looking through and you go, yeah, he's going to win. It's like 10-0 against fucking 2-15. 15.
Yeah, A side and a B side.
Yeah, it's just like that. It's just a ticket seller and a shitter, and it's like I don't want to see that at all. I don't want to see it. I'm not interested. Now, like boxing, when there's two good guys fighting each other, I watch it all day, mate. But I'm not watching that. It's terrible.
Which think about these super fights? With YouTubers fighting YouTubers, B-list celebrities fighting B-list celebrities, and then you've got retired boxers coming out of retirement to just make some money. Like I totally get it. It's about making money, but it's killing the sport, isn't it?
It is. It is and it isn't, because I still tune in, so I can't really say like it's shit because I'm quite interested. Do you know what I mean? Like, no.
Who would you like? Who would you like? You get a boxing match, you know, you've came to the end of your contract with.
If I was to box somebody,
super fight it. Let's go. Who are you going for?
Brock Lesnar. I'd fight the shit out of Brock
Yeah,
Lesnar. I'd absolutely love it. I always wanted that, because I used to love WWE and that when I was younger. And he was like, when I was watching it, he was the main guy. Yeah, and
then crosses over to the UFC, and
then but
he's the main guy there as well.
He's well juicy now though, and he's never getting. He's got a juicy everything, the guy. But yeah, Brock Lesnar, I'd box him definitely.
Like, cool. Let's actually get in a wee bit amongst you. Like, what you do? Like, fighting can be very boring. And living it every single day and having your dad as your coach, like, what do you do to get just relax?
Do you know what? This is something I figured out recently. To be a top level, not even athlete, to be top level in anything, you have to be a proper boring bastard. You do though, you do. Like before, I was trying to before this knee surgery's changed a lot for me. You have to I used to try and have a life and do MMA. And I realised that's not really going to work out that much. Mate, when I'm in camp now, I literally train, usually do media, sleep, train again, and sleep again. That's all I do at the moment. I don't do anything else. I'm a proper boring bastard, you know. I've got little kids as well, so that takes up a lot of my time. But as far as hobbies and stuff, I don't really have any. I honestly don't really do anything. I'm really boring.
That's how you get to the top.
I just sleep.
What about movies? You a movie guy?
No.
Oh, fuck's sake.
I'm a sleeper, you see. Anything that takes longer than an hour and a half,
you're gone.
I'm gone. Goners, absolutely goners. I don't mind a murder documentary. That seems to excite me, funny enough.
But deep psychopath.
Yeah, I like a murder, not when I'm involved in it.
That's why you're
maybe see a murder in a couple of years.
It's grabbing phones.
I don't know, I like
taking him to the point of death, and it's like, let you go.
Yeah.
Let you go.
Yeah.
I'm not quite ready.
Just gotta know that you could
dip the toe.
Yeah. It's not for me. I always think though, would I kill somebody? Do you ever think that?
Do you get this crazy thought where you're in a room and you're like, I could
100% kill somebody. Easy.
I always think, if I killed somebody, would I feel bad?
Yeah,
I know. I don't know. I reckon if someone tried to break into my house, right, and I killed them, I wouldn't feel bad.
No.
I could do that easily.
Yeah.
I'd do that, no problem. I actually know someone, right, and he caught someone trying to steal burgle his garage, and he tied him up in the garage, right? He went for 5 days. He went in every day and beat him up with his mate. It was just in lockdown. But then he was buying him a Mackies and that, just keeping him alive. That's a true story. I promise you.
I don't want
I'm going to let you out, but don't grass me.
Some Diet Coke, keep him hydrated.
After 5 days, you just let him go. Fuck off.
And that was the end of the match.
As long as it didn't
you're not going to be like, I was in there for 5 days and every day wasn't he battling me, he was coming in and just beating me off. Recently, I don't know how to start this, but recently I was in an accident and I had nowhere to go. Nobody was willing to support me. Nobody was willing to get me back on the road. Do you know how much of my claim I got?
Well, was it your fault?
It was not my fault and I get nothing. Chris, what can I do?
Well, I'll tell you what you can do. You can get in contact with G4 Claims. Because why?
Something about non-fault claims.
They give you 100% of your claim back.
Well, I get fuck all.
Well, there you go. You went to the wrong guy. So, G4 Claims, but how would you get in contact with them, Ross?
You should have called them, Chris.
And have you got a phone number there?
You should have called them on 01698 767 172 or website www.notatfault.com.
G4 Claims.
The link is in the description. So that's what I say. See, when in our neighbourhood somebody breaks into houses, I'm just like, I pray they try to do it to my house. Just lock the door like a Bronx deal. Now you can't leave, you know what I mean?
That's quality.
I'd love it, man.
See, I would have to try and pull guard on him. It would have been much more sense if he'd been just me and he passed. He got my elbows and I'm like,
On the kitchen floor.
tell the way,
Putting the gear on it. House robe.
and then we've got, so you've got kids, nursery, and you've got school.
I got three. Yeah, so I got 3 kids. I got my oldest one is nearly 7. My youngest one's. I got twins that are 4.
Nice.
One of my twins has autism as well. So that's like having about 10 kids having that. It's fucking. But yeah, we're just working through it. Being a parent of young kids.
What's the school gate like? Because when I
School
go to
gate?
school gate, I get dads to give me advice. Obviously, I'm not the greatest at striking, but I've got 1 or 2 dads that are like, what you're doing wrong there?
Yeah, there's some.
Did he give you the chat at the school gate?
Occasionally, I think they're pretty used to me. But one time, there was a dad with a UFC shirt on, and I walked past him. I was like,
Here we go. They're not.
"All right, mate, how's it going?" And he just didn't even take
Did he
it.
recognise you?
He didn't recognise it.
To be fair, nobody can really, like, you've won all your fights basically, so nobody can really give you pointless apart from the injury, the freak injury, you know what I mean?
No, they can't. People always want to give points.
Nah,
Don't they? You know what
I
it's
get-
like.
I
You know
get
what it's
points every
like.
day, man.
Yeah, people.
What's a funny one for me though? My son's a little bit older. He's 12, and him and his buddies love playing the UFC game. So you know who they go? They turn around and they go, "You seen this guy, Paul Craig, in the UFC game?" I'm like, "I'm at the gym. Look," and I'm having to like break out the phone in the house. Like, "Look, I'm at the gym. I'm every day. Like, I know this. Oh,
Your
it's
dad
brutal.
knows him.
Aye, so that'll be a good one for you once you get a bit
Yeah,
bigger.
my
Once
kids are
they
still
get a
not
bit
even
bigger.
that asked. I mean,
Yeah,
my oldest
don't
kid's getting onto it. I think like more his mates in school are into it, and then
That's if it, like my son, he thinks it's perfectly normal to know UFC fighters.
yeah, it's not.
So it's no a big deal to him because he's been coming to the gym and hanging about with guys, and like if he comes to a gym and sees media and podcasts, and
Yeah, he's used to
he's
it.
just like, oh, it's just what the guys do. Like it's totally normal. Whereas I do get like some dads, they come up and they go, "Do you do this and do you do that?" And it's quite cool at the time, but then you're like, it's funny how the kids are so just like,
Yeah,
that's
they're used to
normal, of course.
Yeah, it's like,
your
it's the
kids
same
will be the
for,
same.
Yeah, the same for me. Like cameras turn up with me, and they're used to it.
Aye, all right.
Well, my
but-
kid actually said to me, my oldest kid, obviously people were asking me on the street a lot, like, "How's your knee?" You know, like that. People still ask me, like, "Oh, how's the knee game? When you fighting again?" and shit like that. So yeah, it's better now. And my oldest kid said to me one day, "Dad, why do you keep complaining about your knee all the time, talking about it to everyone?" I'm like, fucking people are asking me. I'm not going about just telling people about it.
How do you feel about the kids watching you fight him? 'Cause that's the one we talk about quite a bit. Like,
My
it's-
kids are still pretty young.
You're a superhero with them.
of course.
No,
Oh,
I think they're just dead
Nah,
used to
you
it.
will be.
I think they're just dead used to it. I don't think they're too bothered.
Wait till it's like you've had it.
You're in a computer game.
I know, mate. You're
I think when they get to like 12,
My daughter's 16.
Yeah.
She's got a wee boyfriend.
What's he like?
I talk about this every single week in the
What's he
podcast.
like?
We're taking this van right up to the. He's a nice wee guy, but I know it's 16-year-old boys are into.
Yeah, it's tough, and it must
I
be
know.
tough.
Aye.
It must be tough.
I want to start throwing shit. And then she started ditching me. Like I used to take her to the Marvel movies and we'd go and watch
You
them.
don't want to do it anymore.
It's just my thing with her dad. They're like, who does? And I'm
No, that
like,
must be tough. See, I'm nowhere near that stage yet, but I reckon that'll break my heart when my kid
aye,
doesn't.
it comes, mate. It comes.
It's cool when the kids, the way they see you, but it's like you say, they're a bit smaller now, but once they get bigger and you're going into school and stuff, like, I seen your dad on YouTube.
Yeah, but what
It's
about
mad,
like, if you
mate.
like we're MMA fighters, especially at heavyweight?
Aye, there's always
you're
the
gonna
doubt.
accept the fact that I'm gonna get knocked out one time at least. So what happens after that when your kid has to go to school and fucking the old man's just been knocked out?
That was one of my.
Yeah, that must be difficult.
Because kids can be wee douchebags, especially
Yeah,
wee boys.
definitely.
Your dog get knocked out. Aye, well, my dad will fucking pin you down and shag your ass. Stop your nonsense.
And then
And then
they
Paul's
take
like,
you in the door, man. I mean,
I know,
don't just shout at her or something.
but it's not actually been like that. It's actually been pretty good. They're like, they're behind us, which is a good thing.
Yeah, hopefully, like the sport will become more. People understand it more. Because like this, is what everyone loses. Like,
Well, that's
Oh,
it's
for
definitely
sure.
getting more mainstream with the sport.
Definitely.
Like we've had you being a bit of a superstar. You were on TV with
Trying, mate. I'm trying.
you were on Question of Sport as well. That's pretty cool, man. Like,
You're on Question Sport?
it's not been aired
nice.
yet. It's not been aired, but it was a good one, mate. I don't know. Like I say, I'm not into anything. Like I don't know fuck all about sports, so I just tried to bring the bants. Do you know what I mean? I was just bringing
The humour.
Just trying.
the last thing you might be is in the things and be like a guy just standing there.
Asking
Am I reading for the
questions
show?
of tennis and
Oh,
stuff
well,
like that.
my agent, he was like, "Don't worry, they're going to ask you all UFC questions, nothing else." Mate, they asked me 2 UFC questions. One of them I got it wrong. I was like, "What shit?" Look like the right knob. But yeah, it was good. It was great. Like anytime you can get mainstream and that, just get the MMA name out of that. It's great. It's great. Like I'll do that every chance I get.
So obviously this will be your third time headlining London.
Yep.
How does that feel walking out? Obviously the first time we were there, the Volkov fight.
It was the fact after it.
It's like that's the first time I really seen like your support, like the songs they were singing in their thousands. Does that add pressure to you? Does it grow confidence? Do you need that to walk out?
I don't need it because I've had like 4 fights in the pandemic with fucking no one there, and shitloads of fights before that that no one cared about, so I don't really need that. But it's great.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I thrive off it. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I didn't know, like before I fought Volkov, I didn't know how I'd feel because I'd never done it before. But
you made that look pretty easy as well.
That's right, because
Volkov.
you fought in front of your crowd.
Yeah.
Volkov's that's some walk.
Volkov's a fucking tough guy.
Yeah.
And I was prepared to have a really, really tough battle with him, to be honest.
You've never actually went the full distance ever?
No.
Pro career?
I'll fucking keep it that way as well.
Yeah,
if I can. I don't
exactly.
fancy it. I don't fancy having a scrap for 25 minutes. With a really big guy. I don't fancy it.
25 minutes, I like that. Talking about just, getting ready for title contention, your name's
Well,
obviously
main event though, it's my third one now, so that's my last 3 have been for 25 minutes. So.
Let's talk about some gold.
Some gold. Right, go on then.
You get your eyes set in that? Is that
I want to fight John Jones.
Are you fed up getting asked about him yet?
I really want. Yeah, I really want. No, in a way, like I don't feel like I deserve to talk about him in a way.
Why?
Because I don't. He's fucking legend, isn't he? But at the same time,
But he is in your division.
Well, if you're not like shooting for that, then what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Do you
know what I mean?
Do you think that he is a GOAT?
Guys, we have now got our first sponsor. Don't know why it took me so long to say sponsor, but it is. Ross, you going to say its name?
Anaconda Fightwear have joined the team.
They've joined the team, and what is their speciality?
So, knee braces, I'm told.
So they are.
By Joey Diaz.
Joey Diaz is rocking these knee braces.
Says it's basically what's kept him doing it.
So the guy that actually started the brand, he's Scottish, and he actually suffered a ACL injury and was out for 6 months. So these knee braces are actually designed to not to stop this, because if you've got somebody swinging off your legs in jiu-jitsu, then it's not going to happen. But these are going to definitely aid the structural support. Mm-hmm. And as you said, we've got Joey Diaz.
Stay on. They didn't slip off. That's the big thing. Sweaty in the gym.
I'm pretty sure I've seen Rogan rocking this stuff as well.
Joe Rogan, you've got ADCC athletes that compete with them on as well. They also do more than knee braces, they do some rash guards as well that I've actually worn.
And the rash guards are a bit more of a minimal thing, eh?
Yep.
They didn't have the mad patterns. They didn't have characters on them. They didn't have Pokemon on them. They didn't have
some of the things are dug meat, aren't they? Like you look at them and it's like,
some are too far.
Anky's doing a deal as well. What is that deal, Ross?
The deal is 2 for $59 on his website.
Perfect.
And the website is anacondafightwear.co. Just .co.
Remember,
why is it dollar? Why is it holla holla Rudy Voller?
$10. Don't know why.
American-based brand, maybe. Mm-hmm. They're made there. That's how big Joey Coco Diaz is strapping his shit up.
He doesn't use it for his knees, just in his cack.
But if it's working for these guys, it's working for us.
So I've obviously trained me Luke for a long time. He's a good friend. My friend Kieran Byrne as well, who's friends with us. So his business has gone good and it's perfect for us. It's an MMA podcast at times. We do jiu-jitsu and we love the brand, so it's a perfect combination.
And we will be rocking it in our Leathered Boys breakdown.
We will do. I'll even try
So guys, if you are looking for a new rash guard or a knee brace, then check out Anaconda Fightwear. As we said, if you hit the link, hit the bio, there will be links in there to get it, and there's a current deal going on at the moment, so check them out. Anaconda Fightwear.
Anaconda, baby. If it wasn't
no, I
for
think GSP is, but if I'm fighting him, I'm definitely going to say he's the GOAT, because it'll make me look fucking awesome.
Yeah. How did that feel like when Jones came back into the heavyweight division right away? Were you like, this is in sight now, I can maybe face him down the line? Is that the first
well, first of all, I was interested to see how he got on, because we didn't know what he's going to look like. I think there was something wrong with Cyril Gane, to be honest. He just didn't look himself. I don't know if he was like nervous or maybe he was injured or whatever, but it's still like a big question for me. How's he going to look at heavyweight? I don't really know.
I said this a few times, I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass, but I honestly think that you would give Jones the more problems out of Everybody in the heavyweight
I think so.
I think obviously the grappling aspect of Gan, he looked in a different league completely. Where I think that you would shine there in the scrambles and the
I think so.
jiu-jitsu transitions.
I would agree with that.
And I'm not just saying that. I've said it in the past, haven't I?
It's it. So before that fight, there had been a lot of rumour about you against Gan.
Yeah.
And how come that never came about, or is that something you can chat about, or can he chat about?
To shite yourself.
It seemed as if you were both.
There's been a lot of that recently as well, but apparently someone's...
So what's going on? Tell us what's going on.
Someone's skirting about the edges a little bit, it seems, and it's not me.
It's him.
It's not me, that's all I'm saying, but that's definitely a fight that I'm interested in.
So you'd be happy to fight
I'd
Cyril, of
fucking love
course.
to fight him.
Yeah.
I'd love to fight him.
I remember we were talking about it in the gym, and I was like,
I really want that fight.
Yeah.
I've been pushing for that fight for quite a while now.
but there's a wee bit of like a dark horse in the heavyweights now.
Who's that?
Sergey.
Yeah, he's a dangerous man, isn't he? I was supposed to fight him twice before I knew all about him.
Really?
Yeah, I knew all about him. And actually, one of the times he pulled out the week of the fight as well, he had visa issues. So this was like a few in the pandemic. This.
In the UFC, yeah.
Yeah.
Not
But he
right,
had
right,
he was coming off like a 2-year layoff, so it was probably the worst time ever to fight him because no one knew who he was at the time. And I was watching his videos, being like, "This guy's a fucking truck. I don't want to get punched by him at all."
What do you think about him though? Because I know he's got a great record, but we didn't see much of him because fights are over.
Yeah, it's hard to tell
because there's so little footage on him. There's so little, like, what's that now? 6 wins, 6 first round stoppages. It doesn't give you a lot to, if you're trying to study a fighter like him, it doesn't give you a lot to go. There's not much to see of him. How do you find out?
You know how
about him?
dangerous he is because he's putting a
Well, I've studied him a lot because I was going to fight him twice. So he has had a 5-rounder, if I remember that rightly. And I watched all
I didn't
that.
know that.
And he does slow down after a bit. He will do throwing shots like that. Do you know what I mean? He's
yeah.
throwing absolute bombs and he's a massive guy. So he did slow down after a bit. But it's difficult to say, isn't it? He's a bit of a mystery at this point.
That's how he seems. I'd like to see a bit. He seems like a big, cheerful, nice guy.
Very nice.
As well.
I've met him a few times. Very nice.
What about your current opponent, Marcin? What's your thoughts on that?
In terms of what? Just his skill set.
Yeah.
I think he's underrated, to be honest. He's got loads of UFC fights. He's been in the top 10 for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
He's fucking... I think his biggest strength, right, is that everyone underestimates him. I think that's the biggest thing he's got on his side. He's fought loads of these prospects and up-and-comers, and people just think they're going to blast him out in 2 minutes, and they try to, they nearly do, and he just takes over the rest of the fight. So I'm definitely not taking him lightly at all. Like, I'm treating this like I'm fighting John Jones, honestly. I'm training hard as fuck. I don't think
his ranking reflects his ability at all.
No, and he's not very popular as well, which it might seem a bit superficial, that. But, like, everyone overlooks him a little bit because he's not that popular. But just because he's not popular doesn't mean he's shit. The thing is, right,
he's definitely not shit.
Yeah, without like chatting shit about him, he's not got a sexy physique. He doesn't do anything. He's not. Let's be honest, he's got a bit of a muffin top going. He doesn't do anything like ridiculously fast or dangerous. But he's won, mate, 7 of his last 8 in the top 10. Like, that's a lot. That's a serious record. But just because he doesn't talk shit and he's not super sexy and bombing people out, like, people just look past him.
Somebody said he was going for the Phil DeFries look.
I think Phil looks a bit better than him. I definitely think Phil looks a bit better than him. But I don't know, Phil's a bit puffy these days. You know what though? Phil's physique changes quick.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't.
He's got some size arse, Phil, when he has
He's
legs and arse.
He's fucking
Some size of arse.
He's a big man. He's definitely a big man.
Let's get some fun here. Right. You're obviously getting loads of messages through loads of folk. What's the craziest thing you've been sending your DMs? Because I imagine you get many offers at many different opportunities.
Do you go through them?
Do you see them?
Occasionally, I'll click on the message requests and instantly regret it most of the time. Most of the time. Off the top of my mind, I've definitely been sent some nudes at random. So that's always a bit wild. But I think
men.
I've had a couple of men as well.
I get more men.
I've had a few off men. I don't judge though. I don't. But either. It's just as surprising either way.
Chris is very popular with the gay community of Instagram.
Either way, draw my dick and that.
He gets a lot of good.
You want to draw
offers.
it?
Yeah,
Draw.
man.
Sketch
I'll show you the pictures.
I'll have to get a fucking small pencil for that. But there's that always takes me by surprise when that pops up. But often I've had people like sending me advice on what to do with the fight.
Yes, I love that shit.
People messaging me being like, "You faked the injury," and I'm like,
You faked injury.
"Mate, I had a fucking massive surgery for 3 hours, and I couldn't walk for fucking 8 weeks after it. I definitely didn't fake, shit like that." People just like sending you really weird stuff that like any normal. I don't know. I feel like as a fighter yourself, you would never. Well, I know I would never like have the balls to criticize another fighter publicly and be like, "You're shit at this. You need to improve this." Like that's someone who's obviously never trained before. So I think that surprises me more than anything. Is like someone that's never trained feels the need to message someone else directly and be like, "This is what you need to improve." It's like,
That's
mate,
the worst.
come on.
Do you get pictures, Ronnie? I get loads of pictures, Ronnie. Some
Yeah, I
really
do.
good, some really shit.
Some of them are really shit as well.
Right.
I appreciate you trying, but that's. I hope I don't really look like that. I hope-
Mate, you know what they go for? It's always my nose. They always fucking make us pick like
That's the easiest thing to draw, though.
that. Like a puffin, and then change it up here, man. I get
a wee angle on it.
So it's dudes for me. You get both sexies. You get shitty drawings as well. But social media is a horrible thing. Like if you think about going back like years and years ago before social media was a thing, you could build a brand through TV, all this kind of stuff, and then now we're having to use social media like a weapon to actually build ourselves and make us more approachable. And I think that's why people message you, because it's like, oh, well, he's on social media, so I must have to message him.
Have access to it, mate.
I'll just message them. Listen,
Yeah. You get this as well. I get this all the time. People just message me. It's like literally not even a please on it. They're just like, "Send me some signed gloves."
Oh,
I'm just like, fucking no. I'm not sending you any signed gloves.
we got a box of gloves just sitting there, and I just sign them and send them out. It's unbelievable.
Not even say please.
I know.
Even if you did say please, I'm not sending them anyway.
When I originally started with the UFC, I was like, I'm not going to be that guy. I'm going to message everybody back after my second fight. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah, it's
You can't help everybody, but everybody's
literally,
wanting something.
You get bombarded, and then you end up having to do like this. Like, can we podcast you? Like, and you're like, no, I've actually got shit to do.
Yeah, I know.
And let's like not, but come up to us and the podcast. There's up to 200 people listening to this podcast, and it'll be good for you. They're like,
Be good for them.
like
Exactly,
get yourself to fuck. I'm not wasting my
Have
time.
you had any weird public experiences like face to face?
I get knocked out in a pub.
Oh, did you?
Can you do that?
Well, I had a knife pulled on me. I'll beat that. Yeah.
Just purely for.
No,
I think you're like
don't
some
know.
kind of
I don't
local
know.
tough guy.
I don't know.
Did you show mercy?
I hope not.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, like,
You sort of
you
waited
did me
there.
a favour.
Like,
No, do you know what? I don't. I don't fancy getting stabbed. Really, I didn't want it.
It's
I was
not-
like, "Yeah, I'm out of here. See you later. See you later." I didn't run. I just walked off. I was like, "No, we'll leave it there."
the
That's
Kevin
okay.
Bridges thing, like, give me 50 pence, else I'll
Right.
stab you. He's like, I thought that was a good deal. Like,
That could be somewhat of an inconvenience.
Guys,
Where was that?
Someone gave you the side swiper, did they?
Aye.
Oh, it's not.
It wasn't even a punch, it was a header.
Oh, was it?
I was standing talking to a female
Scotland.
at the bar. The next time, just
Oh, no way.
doing a went actual flatline me.
So you were talking to a female at the bar. Maybe it was his female,
Yeah,
mate.
No, it 100% wasn't his female. It just absolutely douched me. And then I was in the pub like maybe a few months later, and he stood outside and he's like, he said something to ask if he was allowed to come in. I'm like, I don't really care.
Oh,
Like, I don't really care.
So how come, what happened to the knife? How did this come about?
You know what?
Was you out in town or
Yeah.
shopping
This was like kind of well, it's definitely not my fault. I got a knife pulled on me, but as not even as a fucking. I'm not even going to use the word famous, but as a more well-known person, just as a regular person, I should have known to fucking not go in a bar that's rough as fuck at like 4 a.m. But
Were you drunk?
yeah.
Is it here, like in your local area?
Yeah, and I was with like a group of people,
Mm.
and they wanted to go in, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, go on, we're going for one." And yeah, this fella just come over. I was sat on a chair, like he had chairs in there. Some fella like come over and like leant over the back of my chair, like leant over my chair. So I just turned around and looked at him, and then he was just like, "What are you looking at, mate?"
What?
Mate, you're just leaning over my chair. And then, so I stood up and I was like, put my hand out, shook his hand. I was like, "Mate, let's fucking leave it." And he was like, "I seen you fucking dirty lookings from the second I come in." I was like, I wasn't. I absolutely wasn't. I'm fucking blind. I can't even see that far. I've not got my glasses on here, so I was just trying to look who it was. And then he's like, no. So I just put my hand out and went, "Mate, come on, let's have a day off here." And then he pulled a knife out and went, you'll have a day off tomorrow. You'll be having a day off when you see this.
That's you got to give the guy props. That's
Yeah,
a
I
good
know.
line.
That's
He's been standing in the mirror.
He's practiced that in the
He's been a professional dickhead and done that before. He's obviously that guy.
Mate, fucking we'll leave it there then. See you later. Thanks, shut up.
Those idiots,
Piece of
didn't
shit,
he?
man.
You could kick the shit out of him and he'd still
That's
do
what
that.
you mean.
He'd still do it next
You're just
weekend.
never going to win.
Nah.
You're never going to win.
If you punch him, you just flatline him, and then you're the bad one.
Exactly.
You're the bad one.
And he'd still do it next weekend.
I live in a small town and that, and like, everyone knows where I live.
Yeah.
And I don't want fucking anyone turning up at my door because I've whacked some dickhead.
Yeah.
Like you say, he was a little shit as well. He's just a little scruff.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it
Little
there.
scruff. I love that
he
term,
was,
mate.
He
WA.
was.
Me and Paul had that a couple of weeks ago, just minding our own business, leaving a shop. And I like mad junkie had a go at us.
After just tanning a half bottle.
In the shop.
Panned it in the shop. Couldn't even wait to get out. Panned the bottle and was like, fuck you, she.
Us? So he
People are wild though, aren't they?
mate,
People are
he
absolutely
fancied it with the two of us.
I always find it in cars, man.
It's a good fighting paper, that.
I was probably get up anyway. See, again, I've always got to one of the guys who's passing guard and fucking got.
Once you had him in guard, I'd have booted him in the head.
That's what I got.
Oh, do you know what? There's nothing that I could. I wouldn't like to fucking have a street fight at all.
No,
I couldn't
mate.
think of anything worse, honestly. There's just no one ever wins.
No.
Like you either beat them up, get arrested, or
They hit
you
their
get
head
beat
on
up
the
yourself.
cobbles.
But yeah, you don't.
It's
That's
not
low
good.
shit.
It ruins your hands as well.
Few
Few punches, no, like love zone. Your ones are
Just break now.
I just avoid it at all costs.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
fucking
fancy
terrible.
it.
But it's shit for you, because if you're wanting to go out or wanting to, you shouldn't be able to not have a normal life just because of who you are, eh?
Well, do you know my mate there, Big Ben, who was in the gym 160 kilo? I like to go out with him
Aye.
because
Like Baratheon.
Big Ben keeps him at bay.
Yeah.
Big Ben's a big angry man.
Chris is like, he's like some kind of Game of Thrones out there.
No, Big Ben fucking keeps him at bay. He just
Just a
like
bit of jiu-jitsu as well.
He's like the security guard.
He's just hard. Ben's just like a hard guy, and he's 160 kilos, 6'6", and if he starts shouting, it's very scary. So people often just back up.
Shit
Yeah.
themselves, yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously rubbing shoulders with celebrities. Who have you been hanging with? I know you're a friend.
Oh, in what? I don't know.
Obviously, I was talking about like you were on the show with Michael McIntyre and you went to Chris Ramsey's house. I know he's a huge fan. We were
Yeah.
obviously at the UFC London and we ended up partying with the guys.
Yeah, Chris Ramsey loves it, doesn't he? Loves it. Yeah, he's my mate now, Chris.
I know,
Yeah.
but I obviously was in his house in his bed,
Yeah, that was odd.
ready to kick his gun in. But
You were?
no, I wasn't.
I was.
You were in his
Yeah,
bed?
yeah, I was.
Michael McIntyre had done this sketch where he literally pulls into his house,
Right.
whereas him and his wife are in bed, and he's got no boxers on. Right?
Yeah, no boxes on it. It was funny.
You're like, I'm not getting in there.
Yeah. No, basically, they said, so it's like a show where it's called like, I don't know what it's called, like Midnight Quiz or whatever on the Michael McIntyre show. Basically, the show's absolute shite.
Just a
but
wee
that-
sketch.
Yeah, but that bit's quite funny actually. And they just wake people up, like the missus, like the partners are in on it, they let them in.
Yeah.
And they just bust in the middle of the night, start bringing loads of guests on and like asking them questions.
And then
and
lying
shit.
in bed.
Yeah, they literally just woke up.
Big man said full regalia.
Yeah, and then
Fighting game.
like his missus texted, yeah, they set me up about this as well, but his missus text, and she was like, just letting everyone know he's gone to bed naked.
Oh,
And I was like, I ain't fucking wrestling when he's naked. If you want me to wrestle him, cool. When that happened, right, I just had knee surgery, and basically I was on the piss for like 6 weeks. I was just like down in the dumps, and I was just getting pissed and going to barbecues like every night for the full summer. And they got me there. I'd not seen a gym for like 6 weeks. I was doing nothing apart from drinking and eating. And they turned up and they were like, yeah, you're going to have to take your shirt off. I was just like, no, don't make me take the shirt off. And then next minute, it's like 10 million people watching it. I was like, you're going to give me two-week training camp I needed before.
I need to check this out.
That's funny.
Yeah, they weighed us, yeah. Yeah, they weighed us, yeah.
So did you have to run into the room then? With like UFC
No,
gear on and stuff?
Literally, the place is in darkness and then all of a sudden the lights.
Yeah, the light come on. They had all kind of, you know, Chesney Hawks?
Aye.
He was there.
And you're in the guy's bedroom.
Yeah. Well, it was one of the most bizarre experiences I've ever had. So we were in Newcastle because that's where he lives, and we're in like a hotel, and they had like a boardroom and shit. And there was just me and Chesney Hawks, and Chesney Hawks' bit was, you know his song. What's his song now? He's like,
Oh, it's one hit wonder.
I am the one and only.
Yeah. It's the only songs?
Yeah, so and I was just sat there. There was just me and him in this like boardroom in a hotel at like, because it's late at night. It's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I was fucking knackered, and I was just sat at this like posh boardroom, And Chesney Hawkes had just stood next to me singing "I Am the One and Only," and it's just me. There's just me and him there. It's just like, I've got to get me warm up in. You see, it was bizarre. He's a really nice fellow, though. Actually, really nice.
Did he know who you were?
No, he didn't know anything about UFC, but he apparently he's coming to the London one.
I see.
Apparently,
Got to
whether he
sign
does
you.
or not. He's not singing me out. It's before my time. I'm only 30, so I think that was like that was like in the 80s. I think that was before I was
30, aye.
30, just turned 30.
Big thanks to Greg Biggam for providing us this amazing motor for today's podcast.
Talking about amazing vehicles, if your amazing car has been keyed by a Psycho X, dents, scuffs, anything like that, then Bigham's your man, and you'll be able to contact him in this number. Chrissy boy!
01698 538 899. That is 01698 538 899. Greg Biggam.
Let's get into the next part. What other celebrities are sliding into your DMs or messaging you? Because that was one of the coolest things that I thought, like, when you get a blue tick and you start to get a little bit of following and people start to know who you are, celebrities start to be like, oh, I know who you are.
Yeah, you know what? I got a lot of support after I hurt my knee. Loads of celebrities reached out and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
I can't really remember off the top of my head, you know.
Get some name drops here sometimes.
I know I'm trying to name drop.
I think your following is pretty positive though.
Yeah, I
'Cause
get a lot of good.
There isn't like a bad guy side of you. It's always like, oh, he's such an. I actually heard Chael Sonnen talking about you and saying, this Tom Aspinall, he needs to just come out and just start being fucking horrible to people. But it's obviously
That's not you though.
nah.
You can do it, but I don't know. It's just not.
If it's not authentic, I don't think it.
I don't know. Everyone's got a bad side to them, don't they? I definitely do.
But you don't want to live your life like fucking Colby Covington or something.
I won't
like
want to
that,
live
do
in. Well, in London, when Leon fought, I was in the back with Colby, and he was a really nice fella. Of
course.
And he was dead normal and everything. And then he had a pink blazer. I think he had white pants on and a pink blazer. And he was sat there all normal. He just had a shirt and pants on. We were chatting and everything for quite a while. And then they came in and said, right, we'll take you guys to your seats. So I was like, yeah, cool. And he put on the pink blazer, put on the sunglasses, and he just completely changed.
Yeah. Into mode. Yeah.
Into character.
He started walking different and
I
like.
had the same experience with Henry Cejudo, talking to him, having a nice and saying somebody asked him for a picture. Done this really stupid.
It's the gimmick, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
But then it makes sense, and
It does, yeah, definitely.
If nobody's actually interested in watching you as a fighter, it's an entertaining sport.
But I think you've got the fan base regardless. Like, I think people are always going to find.
I don't know. I'm always.
Underselling yourself, I think.
I don't know.
Because I think even Scottish MMA fans like you.
Oh, I'm not saying something, innit?
Aye, there's no.
But Scots don't even like
Yeah,
Scots.
I was going to say.
So
no,
it's no as if it's only like you're like got a localized area as a fan base. Like, I would say you're pretty popular
I
with
think
everybody.
generally fans have been very positive to me. Generally, yeah,
You're a
which is
few
great.
ones, love you.
For sure.
I mean, I've had a few dicks, but
course.
mostly positive.
Aye.
Definitely mostly positive. I'm very lucky in that regard, I think.
Have you got a favourite fight?
Of mine?
Yep.
Uh,
What was it like fighting Arlovsky? I know it was in the Apex and stuff, but that's like a legend, basically.
he's an absolute knob.
Yeah. Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
How taste my pee-pee?
Yeah, he's a knob.
So I was good fucking
Well,
smashing him.
I was like buzzing to fight Arlovsky because like one of the reasons, mate, that I actually started MMA is because of Arlovsky because I went watching the UFC Manchester when I was like 14 years old. I didn't actually go watching the event. I just went to the weigh-ins.
Right.
Like my dad got tickets to the weigh-ins and I went. And he turned up, mate. Arlovsky had that long hair and the fangs in.
Yeah.
And he was fucking massive. He had some white joggers on and he was like, the crowd just went mad. You know, and he put his arm up and stuck his tongue out. And I was like, yeah. This is good. Like, I want to do this, what he's doing. So then, years later, I ended up fighting him. Turned up to Vegas, and he was a knob. But I thought, well, we're going to fight, so maybe he's just that's the way he is. Some people are just like that before the fight. And then after the fight, it was even worse.
Yeah.
It was just awful.
Fuck him, man.
I thought we were going to have a lovely, like, passing of the torch moment. I was going to tell him, like, listen, one of the reasons that I started the sport is because he knew he's such a legend and all that. I had my little speech ready for him. And then I went to shake his hand and he didn't want to shake my hand.
After?
Yeah, he didn't want to shake my hand after. Nothing. He was just being very... We shook hands in the octagon, but then after, I asked him, does he want a drink? And he, like, we was at the... did you ever go to the Radisson? At the...
No, it was that wee weird building where you had the kitchen diner.
Oh, no, I think that's... Is that
the Radisson?
I don't know.
Dean Martin Drive?
Dean Martin Drive.
Yeah, you have like a little apartment kind of thing. Yeah.
That's
That's what it was.
COVID.
Yeah. And he was like sat in the outside area and I was going to the little shitty bar that they have. I walked past him and he was just on his own. I went, oh, do you want a drink, mate? And he was just like, no.
Oh, you cocksucker.
Okay. I'll try my own.
You know what I mean? You weren't humbled again, big man. That's fine.
It makes it sweeter that you fucking smashed him anyway.
But to answer the question, I think my favourite fight is probably either Volkov was good, but I think as far as performances, I think my Spivak performance was the best.
Nice.
Because he literally didn't hit me at all.
Was that the sharp 1-2?
No, I got him with the knee elbow.
The knee,
yeah.
the knee
And
outswing.
I think I really rate Spivak. I think he's really good. I think he's going to have I think he's got a really good chance of beating Gan, to be honest. I think he's a really, really good opponent, and he didn't touch me, so they're the best ones for me.
Not a lot of people touched you though, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't really like being touched. I don't really like getting punched that much. I don't really like it.
I remember the first time I sparred with you, it was boxing, and you just pegged my head all over yourself. Dink, dink,
Apologies.
dink.
Apologies.
Like,
I like spar quite nice, though. I'm not a heavy sparrer.
no,
don't
you
spar.
weren't. You were just moving. Bum, 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 bum. It wasn't that you were putting any power in it. You were just.
I don't. I
Touching me.
think my
Well, now it's
heavy
touching you.
sparring days are behind me, to be honest.
You've done it.
No.
You've done it too
Yeah.
long. It's now about fighting.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah, I think I've took enough impact in the gym for now. Like I
So-
do spar once a week, but it's quite light.
And as you were saying, you've built an actual team round about you, so it's all guys you trust.
Yep.
There's nobody trying to ego check you and be like, I'm the guy. I'm trying to throw you. Everybody's there for you.
Yep.
You get better.
Yep.
And be the world champion.
Well, this worked. This kind of concept is because for a couple of years now, I've been going over sparring Rico Verhoeven in Holland. And that's the way he works it. He just has like a small, tight-knit team, and it's just all about him kind of thing. And that sounds quite narcissistic and selfish, but also, I'm trying to be the fucking best in the world.
Yeah.
And he's the best kickboxer ever to do it. And I want to be like
You
him.
don't think it's badder? No, I'm joking.
No, I don't think it's bad.
I'm a massive Rico fan as well.
Rico's
So,
awesome.
aye, mate, he's
Rico's
cool as fuck.
such an athlete as well. He's unbelievable.
So during lockdown, remember we were meant to fight on the original London card just before lockdown. So they moved all the fighters to you fought in the Cage Warriors.
Yeah. No, I didn't actually
Did
fight.
you not
They,
fight
they
it?
asked me to.
They'd offered me you.
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
I was like, that's part of it. Right.
Yeah.
I'll pass
I
that
do
one.
remember that. I do remember. Yeah,
they
because the
offered-
first one,
How could they offer you him?
Because we're just looking to
heavy.
make a card. So they
stopped
took-
everyone's flights and shit. It was like right at the beginning.
Right.
So this was like,
Even though you're a light heavyweight,
aye,
he's a heavy.
so they
We were the
offered.
closest two weights
Aye,
on
they
the
were
card, I
like,
think.
listen, if you still want to fight and get a payday, you can fight Tom or you can fight Dan Clark.
Stuart.
Dan Stewart.
Yeah.
So they went, you can go up or you can come down. And I was like, well, it does nothing for me fighting any two of them. I was like, Tom's like, what about 120?
Yeah, but
118?
yeah,
Aye.
yeah.
And I was like, I've already
Aye,
sparred him
that's
and he
a good point.
fucking zipped my head all over the place. So I've already done jiu-jitsu with him and he fucking tied me up knots. So I think I'll pass in that one.
No, but do you know what they said as well? Is like that was going to be my debut, that card,
I
and
know,
they were
I remember.
like, it's not going to be a UFC fight. It's going to be a Cage Warriors fight, and I was just like, I want to fight in the UFC. I don't want to fight on Cage Warriors. But it was a funny old time, wasn't it? The pandemic. It was a lot of shit. I hated that.
It was a Cage Warriors fight. We checked the kick and the boy broke
Yes,
his leg.
that's
Eh?
right.
That was just
That
before
was-
you signed for that. Was that after that you signed for the
No, I had one more and then signed for the UFC. Yeah.
I bumped in you at Cage Warriors Manchester there, at my fight in the toilets.
Yeah. That was a great fight. Though. I'm
Were
surprised.
you drunk there?
Yeah, I was. That was on my birthday actually. That was on my 30th, so I was out.
That's a
there.
nice wee venue then.
Yeah, it's
isn't it,
very
man?
nice. I've been there a good few times. I fought there.
Aye.
But that fight, that naughty elbow at the end of the first.
Yeah, I know.
I'm surprised you come back from that. That was
It
brutal.
was flush, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
it
brutal.
was-
Was that after the bell?
It was after the bell. It was
Yeah,
nice. It was a nice elbow to be fair, but it was definitely after the bell. But aye, Cage Warriors are putting on good shows. Well, you've obviously fought there in the past.
Yep.
I think they're come back to Newcastle in November now. So, what about? Well, me and Paul and Ross were talking before we came here. Like quick fire questions.
Okay. Do you want math? I had three.
Aye, fire on.
Do you want them?
They're not for me, they're for Tom.
Obviously, I know for you.
Do you want quick fire answers, or am I good just banging it out?
Just smooth it out,
Right,
man.
go on.
Whatever comes to your head first.
I don't know if I can say these.
Well, if I know, we'll cut them.
Tea or coffee?
No.
It's not.
It goes listen, it goes
It
down.
starts like that.
Go on then.
It goes down.
Coffee. I'll go coffee.
You go coffee.
Yeah, I'll go
that was a very quick.
Yeah.
I can't even see them.
Go on. I like
In the
interesting
pink
questions.
and in the stink.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
That's still not that bad.
That's not bad, is it?
No, they get worse than this.
Yeah, I've got a wife. I do have a wife. So
Did you not say another worse one? No.
Well, you can see that one.
No.
Go on, tell me the worst. I want the worst one first.
Come on, man.
No, because I'm saving mine. I've got one
Oh,
for
you
them.
got a quick fire?
I've got a real question that I'm going to hit him with, and I want it to be the last one.
Right, okay.
A real one. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good one.
In the pink and in the stink.
In the pink.
Yes.
Traditional.
We also went tits and ass.
That's the ultimate dilemma, isn't it? For me.
Yeah.
For me, it is at least.
Listen, you're a big guy, take two.
Some people see what I've found is it's very hard to get that combo right, isn't it? You either have one or the other a lot of the time. That combo is hard to come by, isn't it? If you got both. Not many girls have both.
I'm ass all day.
See,
I think I am generally.
see, I do the school run. And
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
where we going here? It's going to get that. No, so I do the
Tom,
school run.
sorry.
And see the local. I'd refer to them as local mothers. They're built tits and ass. They're built well.
Yeah.
They're built well.
Like a rough diamond.
Aye, there. They just need a wee bit of polishing. They've got the ass. They get the titties.
They're on that Just Eat diet.
I'm asking the exact same question. Then I pink around the stink. That's
I'm gonna say quite a rare thing. I think women look better after they've had a kid, and I don't like dead tight bodies, like really toned and that. I like a bit.
I don't like makeup.
Yeah, I don't.
I
hate it, man.
I like a woman who's like trained a bit, but they've also been eating KFC for a few weeks. You know what I mean? That's my
That's a
like.
great answer, to be fair.
Yeah. So to answer the question, I think I'd lean more towards arse, but I like tits as well. I like both. Both are great.
I'm glad to hear that.
what's the?
No, I can't mind what you said. That's the problem. But I remember it being worse than pink or the stink.
What was your question, Ross?
Right, mine's a serious one. We see you beating Martian Taibura. Are we going to see you calling somebody out at the end?
Yes.
Do you want to say here or do you want to save it for
Yeah,
then?
because I want to go to Paris and cause up the right scene.
So I felt like you were kind of leaning on him there. That's why I pushed him.
That's my plan.
So obviously you're not looking through Taibura,
No,
but
absolutely
you've
not.
got to look to the future as well.
Well, the ultimate scenario for me is give Tabora a right beating,
Mm-hmm.
and then go to Paris, work the BT Sport desk, and then jump in the octagon at the end. And force that fight up on the UFC. That's the plan.
I think they'll want it.
I think they want it as well.
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't think he'll want it.
So,
He'll have no choice.
Yeah.
Well, if he wins, I think he's got a very tough fight, to be honest.
mhm.
But I'll fight Spivak again.
What do
as
you
well.
think Gans like stand up? Obviously he's light.
I think he's really good.
light on the feet.
No, I think he's really good.
Similar to you in
I
ways,
think he's
movement wise.
I think he's really good in general.
Yeah.
I think he's a good fighter, definitely.
So his grappling showed up, obviously against one of the best ever.
He's looked good before then, though, in my opinion.
Do you think he just had an off night with
I
Jones?
think so.
Got
I
a bit
think
much
so.
for him,
Yeah,
maybe?
I think so.
What about Big Francis? I mean, he kind of controlled him with one knee as well, but didn't he?
He's a big, strong boy, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
I wouldn't fancy him on top of me either.
So obviously Francis is in PFL now, but was there any time that you're like, I maybe draw this card here?
I'd like to fight him as well, but he's gone now, hasn't he? So that's pointless.
I always think he'll come back.
You think?
I don't,
No,
aye.
I don't.
I think he's proper burnt his bridges there.
I
hasn't he?
think so.
Yeah, I reckon.
There's no way they would.
I can't see it.
Maybe unless it's for Jones, maybe like Dana would maybe push it, but
I always say this: like, is Francis Ngannou famous, or do we just know who he is because we love MMA? Like,
I know. I think.
do you get what I mean by that?
think
It's
he
like,
thinks he's more famous than he
aye.
is.
Well, he's commanded a big purse with PFL and some extra rights.
Oh, well, he's done great.
And he's done
So,
his-
fair
he's still
play.
a scary dude. Let's be honest.
I don't
He's
fancy him much by him at all.
Aye.
But
He's
I
highly
do it
rated.
for money. Do it for money.
for
I do
money.
most things for money.
I like the Gan fight. I like that.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Aye.
In Paris, Dave, would you like that?
I'd
in Paris?
take it anywhere. I fancy a China. I know they've got China coming up. I won't mind that.
So that was my next question. Like a dream destination to
I'd
fight
like
in.
to fight in China.
China.
I don't know if
A lot of people say Japan as well.
I don't know. I've never been to any of them kind of countries, so
Yeah.
I'd like to see that as well. I did like fighting Abu Dhabi though.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool. I'd do that again.
We were there,
Very
right?
treated well. With
Yeah, it's awesome. I'd love to do that again with a crowd this time. I did it twice without, so do it with the crowd.
Does London suit you?
London,
Because you've not got far to travel, eh? And like a lot of things are kind of the
suits me,
same.
but I also
We'll drop you off in this. We'll just jump up, man. I mean,
It's
it's
very
big
cool
back
thing.
here, man.
You know,
Come
I'm
off
also like conscious of the fact that I'm becoming the London guy, and I don't just want to be the London guy. Do you know what I mean? I'd like to. I want to travel a little bit as well. I do want to travel, but it is very convenient for me.
It's like when a London card comes round, phone Tom,
Yeah, pretty much.
phone Paul.
But I'm happy with it. I really like fighting in London. It works really well for me.
Right, I think that's us coming. to the
That's
end.
us. That's us. I've got another loads of media to do.
No, sorry, we've taken.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
We really appreciate
Thanks
the
for coming.
time, man, and we'll see you in London and best of skill.
I'll see you there.
Legend,
Thank you.
Tom.
All the
Thank
best,
you very
mate.
much.
Thanks very much.